Hey friends, Cinema Recapped here. Today I will explain to you a 2019 Japanese comedy romance movie named Kaguya-sama Love is War. The movie starts with a moment of the induction of the student council president and vice president at the greatly prestigious high school in the city, which was witnessed by the teacher council and all students in the school. The elected student council president was a young man called Miyuki Shirogane, the top student at the school and well known across the prefecture. Not only smart and always gets the top rank in school, but Miyuki is also very popular with his handsome face and firm attitude. Meanwhile, the student elected as the student council vice president is a girl called Kaguya Shinomiya, the daughter of a wealthy conglomerate family. Like Miyuki, Kaguya is also a smart student and very talented in various fields. Kaguya, who is beautiful and cute, has become very popular at school. The scene then shifts and shows Miyuki and Kaguya in the student council room, where they will start carrying out their duties as president and vice president. Miyuki and Kaguya talked over the rumors circulating at school, which stated that they were dating. Really, both Miyuki and Kaguya secretly like each other, but they are too proud to confess their love as they believe whoever does so first would lose. They both think that love is like a war, where the side that expresses love first is the similar as giving up on the battlefield and becoming the loser. 6 months had passed since Miyuki and Kaguya were called student council president and vice president, but nothing had happened between the two of them. One day, the student council secretary, a girl called Chika Fujiwara, came to the student council room and told Miyuki and Kaguya that she had won 2 cinema tickets for a romantic film, showing following week. Chika plans to give the tickets to them because she has urgent business following week that can't be bothered. But then, the ticket was snatched by a young man named Ueshigami, the student council treasurer. But after seeing the title of the film, and also the romantic genre, Yu instantly threw away the ticket because he didn't like anything romantic at all. Miyuki checked his schedule and realized that he had some free time when the romance film was shown. Chika then said that if Miyuki and Kaguya watched the film jointly, they would most likely become lovers. Hearing this, Kaguya then launched a strategy to get Miyuki to invite her to watch it first, where Miyuki almost slipped up asking her to go watch with him. But Miyuki immediately realized Kaguya's tactic and launched a counterattack that made Kaguya unable to move. Chika, who entirely ignored Miyuki and Kaguya's feud, then gave the ticket to Kaguya and left immediately. With their respective intelligence, Miyuki and Kaguya then think of various ways and tactics to be invited to watch a movie first because they both think that love is war. Kaguya then approached Miyuki and invited him to play cards with the condition that whoever wins can ask the loser anything. Miyuki then agreed. Kaguya was certainly planning to let Miyuki win, and after that, she would act pitifully and tearfully so that Miyuki would take her to a movie. However, Kaguya's ploy had been discovered by Miyuki. Even so, Miyuki still attempted to win the game, and when he had won, he only asked Kaguya for 1 ticket. The scene then switches to showing Kaguya having dinner at her house, accompanied by her servants. Kaguya then told her servants that she was going to the cinema following week. Hearing that, all the maids looked shocked that a noble and a conglomerate princess like her shouldn't be in a public place and hang out with ordinary people. Elsewhere, Miyuki also expressed his intention to go to the cinema following week with his father and younger sister. On the appointed day, Miyuki was seen pedaling Gus' bicycle in a hurry towards the cinema. On the other hand, Kaguya apparently had prepared everything so that her meeting with Miyuki seemed coincidental and unintentional. When they ultimately met at the cinema and were about to exchange their tickets at the counter, Kaguya seemed confused when choosing a seat because this was her first time watching a movie in a public place, although reluctant to acknowledge each other's existence. Kaguya and Miyuki both wished they could sit following to each other. Miyuki, who saw Kaguya confused about choosing a seat, then gave a code to her so they could sit next to each other. But Kaguya misinterpreted it, so they sat far apart. One day, a student came to Miyuki and asked him for advice to express his love for his crush. The student thought that Miyuki was experienced in love because he was the most popular student in school. But in reality, Miyuki was totally inexperienced when it came to love. Not wanting to be caught by Kaguya, Miyuki then invited the student to discuss the matter outside. Kaguya, curious about what Miyuki would say to the student, then asked her servant to spy on Miyuki. Kaguya discovers out that Miyuki is giving the student perfunctory advice through her high-tech camera. Kaguya, who thought that Miyuki's suggestion would fail, was surprised to find out that the student had succeeded in dating the girl he liked after following Miyuki's advice. Not only Kaguya, Miyuki also looked shocked that his suggestion was successful. Soon thereafter, Kaguya and Chika seemed to be involved in a conversation, where Kaguya felt uncomfortable because Chika said an obscene word. When Miyuki entered the room, Chika innocently asked him a question whose answer contained such vulgar words. To avoid misunderstandings, Kaguya then answered all of Chika's questions. Nonetheless, Chika threw such vulgar words at Miyuki, making him feel ill and hurried out of the room. Shortly after, Kaguya fell ill and had to rest at home for a few days. Because some important documents had to be signed, Chika asked Miyuki to deliver the files to Kaguya's house. Reaching at Kaguya's house, Miyuki was afraid by the splendor and luxury of the Shinomiya family home. One of her maids told Miyuki that every guest who came to the house and entered Kaguya's room was not allowed to visit for more than 3 hours because there was no CCTV camera and it was also soundproof. When Miyuki met Kaguya in her room, he looked shocked because Kaguya wasn't lying sick at all like he was worried about. Kaguya even looks healthy and acts like a child. Her maid told Miyuki that when Kaguya had a fever, it would be like that and she wouldn't remember everything until she fell asleep and woke up the next day. Therefore, her maid reminded Miyuki not to do anything to Kaguya. After the maid left, Kaguya then invited Miyuki to lie down next to her on her bed. But when Miyuki reached her, Kaguya fell asleep instead. Not long after, Kaguya woke up and was very surprised to see Miyuki beside her. She instantly pushed Miyuki until he fell off the bed. Miyuki then explained that he didn't do anything to her. But because Kaguya was already angry with Miyuki, she then kicked Miyuki out of her house. The following day, while at school, Kaguya told her friend about what had happened to Miyuki. On the other hand, Miyuki also recounted the incident he had with Kaguya to his friend. The two obtained a similar explanation and soon realized that everything that happened was just a misunderstanding. When passing by in the school corridor, Miyuki then apologizes to Kaguya and reveals that he only touched her lips with one finger when she was asleep. Hearing that, Kaguya then touched Miyuki's lips with one finger and said that now they were even. When they were alone, they seemed to be very delighted after touching each other's lips, even if only with a fingertip. During summer vacation, Miyuki and Kaguya are seen who are frustrated because they haven't seen each other for a while. Miyuki then came to the school, hoping to meet Kaguya. Likewise with Kaguya, who came to school because she wanted to meet Miyuki. Nonetheless, the two did not see each other because they came to school at different times. One day, Miyuki gets a message from Chika, who invites her friends to the fireworks festival. Hearing that, Miyuki was very happy because he eventually got to meet Kaguya. On the other hand, Kaguya, who also got the message, felt the same happiness because she was able to meet Miyuki. But seemingly, Kaguya is not allowed to go to the fireworks festival and is blocked by her servants. Miyuki, who had completed at the festival, seemed to be looking forward to Kaguya's arrival. However, one of Kaguya's servants met Miyuki and said that Kaguya couldn't come to the festival. Meanwhile, Kaguya attempts to run away from home to meet Miyuki at the fireworks festival. However, upon appearance, the fireworks festival was over and she couldn't find Miyuki anywhere. She then vented her sadness by sobbing in a quiet corner of the park. Miyuki came and tried to cheer up Kaguya by taking her to see fireworks elsewhere. They enjoyed a very gorgeous fireworks display in the sky by taking a taxi. Along the way, Kaguya feels more sure of her feelings for Miyuki, and so does Miyuki. However, when they meet at school the following day, Both Kaguya and Miyuki feel prestige and hide their feelings for each other. At the end of their term of office, Miyuki and the student council members were seen packing their things from the student council room. When she was about to go home, Kaguya unexpectedly felt her chest tighten and she fell unconscious. Miyuki and the others rushed her to the hospital. Reaching at the hospital, Kaguya was immediately treated by a special doctor who always handled the Shinomiya family. Miyuki concluded that Kaguya most likely had a history of heart disease after her maid informed that Kaguya's mother died of heart disease. Miyuki then watched the explanation of the doctor who treated Kaguya, which was broadcast on television, where the doctor said that heart disease could recur due to stress. Stress can be avoided, one of which is by dancing regularly. A few days later, Kaguya, whose situation has recovered, finally returns to school and plans to run for student council president candidate in the new school year. Even though she appeared fine, Miyuki soon realized that Kaguya must be hiding something behind her candidacy plan. Worrying about Kaguya's health condition, Miyuki eventually decides to run as a candidate for student council president. He actually doesn't want Kaguya to be stressed with the student council president's workload, which might cause her illness to recur. There was a rivalry between them again. After that, one of Kaguya's maids told her that Miyuki privately often met Chika and was alone in the warehouse behind the school. Kaguya, who felt jealous, then asked her maid to keep spying on Miyuki and Chika. The student council president election day eventually arrived. Kaguya then climbs the podium and reveals Miyuki and Chika's secret meeting in the warehouse behind the school, which is considered a shameful act and should not be imitated. Nonetheless, Miyuki denies that he did something indecent with Chika and reveals that in fact he was only practicing dancing with Chika so that one day he could invite Kaguya to dance with him. But Kaguya didn't inevitably believe Miyuki's words. Chika and you then climbed the podium and explained to Kaguya about it, where Miyuki only hoped that by inviting Kaguya to dance, she would not feel stressed so that her heart disease would not recur. Miyuki then showed the results of his dance practice accompanied by Chika. Seeing that, Kaguya eventually believed Miyuki's words. In her heart, Kaguya did not deny that she often pranked Miyuki so that he brought out his bad side. But seemingly, Miyuki didn't have a bad side at all. Miyuki then disclosed her reason for running again as student council president in front of everyone. He said that he wanted to protect Kaguya from being burdened with duties as a student council member, which could make her stressed and her illness could recur. But then, Kaguya disclosed that her chest felt tight and she fainted a while ago because she was in love, not because of heart disease. Kaguya then expresses her love for Miyuki, as does Miyuki, who openly says that he loves Kaguya. Miyuki and Kaguya didn't realize that they were expressing their feelings in front of everyone. But after realizing it, both Miyuki and Kaguya felt proud again and said they really loved school. After being elected as student council president, Miyuki then asked Kaguya to become vice president. Kaguya agreed to Miyuki's request. When Chika and you unexpectedly entered the student council room, the two were about to kiss. Chika, who thought Miyuki and Kaguya were fighting, then encouraged the two to make up with each other. However, this actually made Miyuki and Kaguya kiss accidentally. Unexpectedly, Chika and you were very surprised to see the rival pair kissing each other. But because their respective egos were extremely big, both Miyuki and Kaguya thought this was done intentionally because love is a war for them. And the end. If you are a lover of similar content like this, take a look at my various videos, and if you love it, please burst the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash the notification horn. Take sight of you in the next video.